Hi guys, and welcome to Do Not Take This Cat Home. But look at him, it's so cute. This is a game about, guess where we have our day off from work and we find a cat. But we're not supposed to take him home for some reason. And I have a sore throat, and I have this cough drop in my mouth, and we're gonna figure out why we can't take this cat home. So let's go. You're not having a great day as usual. Okay? What? Oh, great. It's the first time in a while you felt like going out. From the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You turn to head home when... Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiously guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alleyway and walk forward. The ground, dampened by the rain, makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Oh. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh? Guess that should have been obvious. But it's an interesting looking cat. Pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Hello. Huh? Yeah. It definitely knows it. You never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before, but they're all like this one. It's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind blowing down to a female overlord? You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in a cardboard box these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if it's waiting for you to make the next move. But I want to take the cat home. Do I obey the game? What if we take the cat home? What happens? Take him home. You know what? You reach in the box and pick up the cat, holding it out in front of you. Why not? You're all alone. Well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering just then, but slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to the shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's go get you out of the rain, okay? Oh. You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. You live alone in it. It feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it's just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. Take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab. Whatever. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue just to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spend your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of things for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed, tomato. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel embarrassed for such a blunder inside, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up on the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows, almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just in... You watch the cat as it starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked by the time you come to your senses, the knife was completely licked clean. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird, right? Sure, you know, cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside after all your efforts. You're gonna take you to the shelter tomorrow. That's one night of awkwardness, right? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound while you're eating your sandwich. While you're cleaning up the kitchen, while trying to watch TV, you gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's a good taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Come on, enough already. You shove it away a little more, forcefully this time, out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea of how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of local vet, you pick up your landline? Huh? The lights just went out? Great, just great. Ray must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. Great. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that I had no doubt mess up your routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. Too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. The cat sits on top of your clock, staring at you. Thinking now you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up. They're going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You think it's a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still, even with their flashlight trained on it. Its pupils are large, round. Ooh, the flashlight flickers. Uh-oh. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence, punctured with the rapid pounding of blood in your heart, is overridden as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if you're having to answer will make sense of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock, and feels as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever's watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clear as if it had whispered. Oh God. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could even if you did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a harshly bursted movement of action, but you're still weak from the fierce grip of your mind. Your legs tangled together under you, and your hustle, you fall to the ground. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first, you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet tickles it down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of a metal scrapping of tiles after skidding across the floor as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a gaze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming from outside, the light pouring in from now open door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your implicitly open door screech to a halt, as if your brain finally identifies the object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, and still tinted red from your earlier blunder. That's not it, right? Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain of your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you left it. When you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light of your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight. Uh-oh. And bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shanky breaths distorted against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness of your tongue spreading to your throat. The sight of the stray you've taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from flesh wound of your foot. Blood? Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. You're already on your feet and on the door. You run, or rather limp down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, with a strange light emanating from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you, everything, except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts, but you can't stop, you don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of the eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Like behind you. Huh? Interesting. How very interesting. Ending 0, it begins. Okay. Let's go again. You're walking? Right, of course. It's the first time in a while you felt like going out. And you're actually glad you did it. Oh, the weather is absolutely perfect today. It's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? Curiously grinding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just managed to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound's source comes into view in the warm, almost ethered light of the alleyway. At the end is a big cardboard box. There's a cat. This should have been obvious. It's still cute. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold amongst the dark sea of its black fur. Yes. Hello, cat. Dug you out. So, you look so... not cute? Cute. Familiar. Oh, right. Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all. Uh-oh. We're in a loop. This one sure is a cutie, though. You're right, it's cute. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other strays. It's just sitting there, waiting for you to do something. Take him home. Oh, tired? Why not? Right? You barely reach out your arms before the cat usually leaps into them and climbs up onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against it. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get out of here, yeah? On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it's just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for her to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks at you. Do something with the cat. Like what? Pet the cat? It's not every day you have access to a cute, fluffy animal. What else is there to do? Pet it with your heart's content. You sit on the floor in your living room and click your tongue to call the cat over. The cat dashes over you, immediately climbing into your lap. Poor thing. You just want some attention, don't you? Hee. Alright. You carefully pet the cat. And rub behind the ear. Scratch under the chin. A smooth sweep along the back. Good? You keep petting the cat in your lap, enjoying this bonding time together. But the cat starts to get restless after a while. Let's do something else. Play with the cat? Poor thing was probably bored stiff sitting in that old box all day, just watching crowds of people walking by them, ignoring them. Am I sleeping right now? What am I hearing? You can't just leave them alone as soon as you're home. A little interspecies social won't kill you, right? You just want some attention, don't you? You want to play, right? Okay then. Want to play though. I think my laser pointer still works. Cats are curious creatures by nature. They're also natural hunters, sort of. Why not pass the time by letting the cat hunt after something I'll never quite understand? That sounds a little mean when you think of that, but it's not like the cat will know anyway. Ignorance is bliss, or so they say. So you dig out your old laser pointer from your long-gone dreaded days of group presentation in school and flip it on and see that even after all this time, the batteries still work. You get a little kick out of aiming at the mirror hanging in the living room so it reflects off the glass, making a little red dot appear on your knee. The cat cautiously walks over, stopping every few steps to cast a look of suspicion at you. When it finally reaches you, it slightly presses a paw on your knee, like it's trying to catch the dot. You manage to hold back a chuckle, not that it really matters. The cat isn't paying attention to you at all, entirely focused on the light now resting on top of its paw. You move on the light a little closer above your knee. The cat reacts immediately, trying to pin the light down, but in the next second, you already moved to the floor. The cat jerkily follows, attempting more energy, pounce when you shift the red dot. Over here. Over there. And over there. By the couch. On the couch. The cat might be ignoring you, but you're certainly enjoying yourself. It's been a while since you've laughed this much. You're laughing so much, in fact, that you actually shift the red dot onto a lamp beside the couch. And in hesitation to get the light, the cat leaps into the lamp, sending them both to the ground. Bad idea. Oh my gosh. The cat is sitting in the middle of the former lamp's broken strands, back hunched, its head whipping around back and forth as if in panic. And quickly turn off the laser pointer and rush over. I'm so sorry, are you okay? Are you hurt? You reach down to pick up the cat and check it for injuries when... Slash. Hey! The cat swipes at you, claws extended. It backs up and twitches away, making frantic half turns in various directions as it looks something. Oh, geez, that really hurt, you know. You hold the hand with the scratch close to your chest. It's bleeding, but it's not too big. You're more annoyed than anything, but immediately your annoyance starts to bleed into concern. You watch in shock as the cat starts to run around, tearing at the carpet, sofa, and your armchair. You want it to stop, but you're afraid of getting in the middle of its rampage. You consider calling a vet for advice on how to calm it down, but for some reason, you feel like that wouldn't be a good idea. What happened to you? Is it... An idea comes over you, or rather realization. You grasp a laser pointer, aim it safely away towards the floor in the middle of the living room, thinking, hoping, that the cat would calm down if it found what it was looking for. You turn on the laser pointer. The cat's reaction is immediate. Screwed up. In the span of mere seconds, you watch as the cat spies the red dot from its perch on the shredded armchair. Leaps high into the air, changes in the air, crash. It slams down upon the dot of the floor with a weight and force that shakes the whole apartment, maybe even the whole building. You wonder dazedly how none of the other tenants have rushed over to complain about the noise. Yet, as you stare at the sight in front of you, the cat has somehow grown in size, eyes bulging and glowing, tail thrusting, teeth enlarged, beard, and covered only in a bubbling froth. Its giant claws rip and shred through the carpet, through the floor, tiles, and even below them, ravenously trying to get at the red dot. Your hands are shaking. You don't know what to do. You feel trapped. You have to get away. Get away from you. You slowly back up towards the door. The light moves with you. Instantly, you flick the light anyway, this way that the cat stampedes. So fast. Smashing through the TV, breaking the couch in half. Too fast. Bouldering through the wall into the hallway. still hanging on the wall next to the hallway, the laser reflecting off of it, putting a small glowing red dot on the back of your head. As you reach the door, you forgot that it's locked. You don't even have the chance to turn around before the cat lunges all the way across the room at you. You're torn to shreds before you can even blink. Targeted, ending 12. Damn, there's mad endings. Okay. Well, let's go back again. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather's perfect today. It's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. Possibility, so excited, hoop-de-hoop, maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. What is that? Curiosity, the sun, the alleyway, footsteps, you go, and there's a cardboard box with a cat. Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark of the sea. Blah, 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 blah. So, you look so familiar, right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat, after all. This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look. It's being nice. It's waiting for me. Don't take the cat home. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you'd never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. You are. With rent and bills to pay for, not to mention you need to buy food or survive too. There's no way you can care for a cat long term, right? You can barely afford a little outing on your day off. What to do? Question mark? You're not ready. Not ready? Well, we're gonna leave the cat then. Bye, cat. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes up of having someone look after it if you're not willing to commit. If it gets attached, it's how it tracks you down to your home. Huh! Sorry, see you around, I guess. What did that say? It skipped. You stand up, the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway at the alleyway when the cat meows almost pitiful at you. Ignore. Nope. Not doing it. What's best for both of you? Leave the alleyway. Wait, what was he doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you've forgotten that you still undecided on what you were going to do for the day off. I think I'll go to the dog park. You decide to take a stroll to the park or something. The only one within walking distance is a merely dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. First, you get to see a cute cat today. Now you get to see a cute dog. Several of them, in fact. The park is bursting with owners and their canine companions. Playing frisbee, fetch, running, jumping, napping, whatever. Like you want anything to do with those mangy mutts. What's wrong? You didn't think that? You decide to move on. The dogs are so adorable, you want to pet every single one that comes across. But you know, not all owners are cool with strangers just walking up and manhandling their pets. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll around the path, trying to execute a welcome memorial that will beckon one of these cute doggos. You don't have to wait very long. You stop at the smallest, cutest puppy you ever stayed. Kick the puppy!
Kill the puppy! What? Eat the puppy! Pick up the puppy.
I'm not gonna... Hold on. You just barely managed to rein in the reflex to throw the puppy as far away from you as possible. With shaking hands, you quickly place the puppy on the grass and take several jerk steps back. Your owner seems confused by your reaction, but you just wave at them and gaze, stumbling away. If you're not feeling so great about being at the park at the moment, maybe you should leave. Stay. What is happening? You stay at the park! You try to calm down by watching other dogs from afar as you walk, but every so often, one will run up to you. Even when they do, they look wrong. Their owners don't seem to notice. You find a bench and sit down for a quick break, closing your eyes. Maybe this wasn't the best idea after all. Maybe... What? You see that? You should have stayed with me instead. You see those eyes? You've broken out your thoughts when something lands gently in your lap. You look down and see a frisbee on your thighs. Hey, sorry about that. Can you throw that back? You look up and see an owner waving at you in the distance. But more importantly... A series of excited barks jerks your gaze toward you, and you see a large dog sprinting towards you. Hey, hurry and throw it back! Ugh. The dog suddenly bonds at you, angrily furious, and tears your limbs. Was that real? What? I didn't click it fast enough because I was so confused. You're not feeling so great? Maybe you should leave. Stay. Stay at the park. Oh my god. Okay, more doggies. Okay. Doggy. Doggy. Okay. It's not a good idea. Maybe. Oh, here we go. The cat again. Ow. Okay. Frisbee. Sorry. No problem. Doggy. Okay, I'm gonna hit it this time. Leave! Good, and don't come back. Huh? I think I'll watch a movie. It's been a while since a film came out that looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to a movie theater. The movie was a little too niche to pick up a new cinema that opened up right across the street. That's okay. Nothing ruins the experience watching a movie for you more than a noisy audience. Old theater, new theater. Let's go to the old one first. Alright, you buy a ticket from the booth. Barely any trace of people. Maybe even 70s, but it's what you're counting on. You consider buying some popcorn. But you can't help but be concerned that everything at the concession stand might be expired. You move on and walk through the halls. As expected, the theater movie playing is completely empty. Perfect. You pick a spot right in the middle. Okay. As you settle in, the dim lights fade away, leaving the room pitch black for a few seconds. Before the screen flickers on, no commercials or trailers pop up, the movie just begins. That's awesome. But just as you're getting into the premise, the doors open behind you, casting light into the room, ruining the atmosphere. You hold in a frustrating sigh. It's a public establishment after all. The place can't exactly afford to stay open if you're a customer. You try to refocus on the movie, but you sense the new presence slowly shifting around the theater. Before heading in your general direction. Bro, what? You gape in utter disbelief as a stranger shuffles down the aisle, only to sit right in front of you. There's no sense here. There's no one else here, and plenty of spaces to sit. What a jerk. Really tall. Even the stadium-like arrangement of the seats being on somewhat steep incline. Move to another spot. You don't want to risk analyzing the situation further. Why would they even choose to sit right in front of you? Shaking your head with a aggressive scoff in the stranger's direction, you pick another less perfect seat in the theater, but as you settle down, you see the strange person get up, only to sit in front of you. You look around somewhat helplessly as if waiting for someone to silently agree with you about how odd this is. Or at least inform you that it's an elaborate prank, but there's no one here with you. You can't help but think that maybe it would be nice to have someone else here. It meant not being alone in with this weird jerk. Confront the stranger. Eat confrontation, you can barely feel your palms starting to sweat at the idea of it. Your throat's closing up and your body's starting to shake. You've always been more of a flighter than a fighter. But you paid for this ticket. You wanted to watch this movie for ages, and now this total stranger has ruined the entire experience for you. You're all alone in this theater, and no one will help you if something goes wrong. But you're angry enough that you ignore the signs of your body, begging you to put as much distance as you can between yourself and the stranger. You stand up. The movie continues to play in the background, but you feel as if a hush immediately follows heavily over the theater at your movement, as if you can sense the stranger anticipating what you plan to do next. You square your shoulders and force a little bass into your voice. Hey! The effort makes your words come out more harsh than you intended, but you figured they deserved it anyway. You're being a real jerk, you know that? The silence that follows your words is deafening, so much that you glance at the screen only find the movie has paused. Your attention is ripped back to the stranger in front of you as they shift like a small animal trying desperately to anticipate the moves of a predator. You don't move an inch. You don't look away. You don't dare to blink. Instead, your eyes widen at the person's head turn. Then turn some more. Then turns more. Beyond what should be possible, neck bones cracking, to face you directly. You can't move. Wide, glowing eyes resting above a wider, grinning mouth gaze down at you. The stranger opens their mouth, and what comes out is something impossible to comprehend. The voice is endlessly deep and creaks like a weirdly door. Alluring, but it also snaps you out of your terrified trance before you know it, and you're already out the door. You run through the halls of the empty theater, heading for the exit. You feel something watching you from behind, but you're too afraid to look. The exit now in sight, you sprint through the doors. You look around frantically and stop at the crowd cinema across the street. People, that's what you need. Safety and numbers and all that, without thinking. You rush over. Don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you. Look behind you. Despite your resistance, feel your head turning to look back at its own accord while in the middle of the street. The cat. You catch a glimpse of the person standing behind the glass door of the old theater, watching you, cradling something in their arms, something familiar, but a glimpse is all you get as a truck speeds toward and crashes into your body. You're killed on impact, your body splattered across the road and crushed further under the heavy tires. Ending 16. Alright, let's do another go. Walking, of course, blah blah blah. We're going. It's a beautiful day. I noticed how it hasn't been a rainy day. We only got the first day of rainy day. There's a kitty. Oh, what could that be? Not a kitty. Down an alleyway. Oh, and what is it but a cat? Ah. So beautiful, so precious, being nice. So you look so familiar, right? It's cutie. Alright. So now, I'm not taking you home. I'm responsible adult. Yes, I have bills to pay, all that stuff, and maybe we'll feed the cat. The cat must be hungry, right? You can't imagine that it's had much to eat. If it's in the box, though, it doesn't seem... Surely must have left the box to search for food then, right? For some reason, something in the back of your mind tells you that's not the case, not to think of it any further. Well, either way, can't exactly enjoy your day knowing you left behind a hungry cat, especially you could have done something to help. So, breathing a hungry kitty, check pockets. Find a small piece of string left in your pocket. Not very helpful. Okay. Your right pocket, chocolate. Chocolate bar. Nope, it's not even expired. Like the find. But after you offer to the cat, even suddenly you're hit with guilt as you remember something gut-curling. Chocolate is toxic to cats. Oh my gosh, you risk the urge to vomit at your near mistake. You feel so guilty, you throw the chocolate bar away in a nearby trash bin. An almost cat killer doesn't deserve chocolate. You go back to the cat, barely able to stand its innocent expression. It doesn't even know that you almost... I'm so sorry, I don't even know what to say. You're a horrible person. You know what? Stay there, I'll be right back. You leave the alley. In return, with a whole fish, you bought at a nearby grocery shop. It was a bit pricey. It was the least you could do. The cat accepts your offering. You want to smile at the sight, but you feel so awful. Sorry again. Ease in your mind as you slip back into the alley. Okay. Not feeling like you deserve a peaceful day out, you decide to just head back home. What? On the way home, you notice more cats than usual watching you from the hiding spots, but you try not to think about it. You can't help but wonder. They know that you're nearly done, but not like you meant to hurt anyone. Uh-oh. Right? Finally, you reach your apartment building. You look behind you, see dozens of cats staring there, looking at you. What? I'm sorry, I don't have any more food for you. None of them move an inch. You're starting to feel a little unnerved when finally a single cat pushes its way to the front and...
The chocolate. Oh, it's yeah. Ugh.
Held carefully between his teeth is the chocolate bar you'd thrown away earlier. Place the chocolate bar down in front of it before looking back up at you. All the cats look up at you. You can feel their judgment. You feel your sigh weighing down heavily on your back. But without the money to buy enough food for all of them, you don't know what to do. Beg for forgiveness? Oh, you're Delulu. Go inside. You decide to cut your losses and head inside. You're sideways down on you, but you're only human. What more can you do? Jeez. You try to ignore the neighborhood of cats as you go about your chores. You consider preparing dinner. But how could you enjoy it knowing how hungry those poor cats are? The ones you've wronged. You decide to take a bath and go straight to bed without dinner. A fitting punishment for someone like you. You forego the fancy bath bubbles because you don't deserve them and sink into the water with a sigh. Your mind races, but you can't really think of any immediate solution that doesn't require more money. You wish there was something anything you could do to make things right. Suddenly, your legs start to feel itchy. You try to lift one and see what's wrong, but what rises out of the water isn't a pair of legs. It's a fishtail? You feel dizzy at the sight. Maybe you're hallucinating from the stress. You try to climb out of the tub to cool your head, but instead of your hand raising up to brace itself, a wet fin pops out. It's too weak to hold your weight, but you're so startled by the sight that you slip and smack your head on the side of the bathroom, passing out almost immediately. You're awake, you think anyway. You open your eyes and you're underwater. You almost slid beneath the surface of the bathwater. You gasp, except not really. A bubble simply floats out of your mouth, up to the surface. You broke as heck as you know your bathtub isn't that big. Did you shrink? But how? And even if there was a reasonable answer, it wouldn't explain how you haven't drowned yet. You swim to the edge of the tub. You bend, turn into a fish. This isn't possible. You don't get any time to ponder over this, unfortunately, because just then, a shadow looms over you. You look up and see the cat. It peers down at you from beyond the water surface. And then you realize this is the answer. This is how you're meant to be. Atone. With a heavy heart. You swim up to the surface. The cat scoops you up, tossing you out of the tub onto the bathroom tiles. As you flop around, gasping for air or water, you realize the cat wasn't alone. Dozens of hungry eyes peer down at you. You can hear the yowling of what sounds like hundreds of cats outside your bathroom window. You send one last look to the cat before closing your eyes and accepting your fate. As the cats descend upon you, tearing at your flesh, you find yourself mourning the fact that you're not even big enough to feed all of them. That matters. Even in the end, you can properly atone. Your efforts, your life, all of it. Nothing. Ending 25. Holy. Okay, well, I think that's all of that I can take. That's insane. That is so many endings and case scenarios. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Do not take this cat home. You can try and get all the endings. Free game on itch.io. I'm gonna link it down below. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed and have a great day.